In a laboratory, 0.1 moles of lithium nitride is produced by the reaction of 0.6 moles of lithium and 0.08 moles of nitrogen. Determine the theoretical yield of lithium nitride. In order to solve this question, we must use 3 steps. Step 1 is to balance the chemical equation. Step 2 is to determine the limiting reactant. And step 3 is to create and solve a proportion consisting of ratios of moles of limiting reactant to moles of product. Let us look at step 1. The balanced chemical equation is 6 moles of lithium reacts with 1 mole of nitrogen to produce 2 moles of lithium nitride. Step 2. Determine the limiting reactant. In order to determine the limiting reactant, we must divide the moles of each reactant by the coefficient of each reactant. Then determine which value is lesser. Moles of lithium is given in the question. So the moles of lithium is 0.1 moles. And the coefficient of lithium is given in the balanced chemical equation. The coefficient of lithium is 6. So we have 0.6 divided by 6 equals 0.1. Moles of nitrogen is given in the question. Here we have the moles of nitrogen is 0.08. And the coefficient of nitrogen is in the balanced chemical equation. And the coefficient of nitrogen is 1. So 0.08 divided by 1 equals 0.08. Since 0.08 is lesser than 0.1, nitrogen is the limiting reactant. Step 3. Create and solve a proportion using the ratios of moles of limiting reactants to moles of product. The first ratio should consist of known values, which we can obtain from the balanced chemical equation. So the moles of limiting reactant, which is the moles of nitrogen, is 1. And the moles of product, which is lithium nitride, is 2. So the first ratio is 1 divided by 2. The second ratio contains a known value and an unknown value. The known value is the moles of limiting reactant, or the moles of nitrogen, which is given in the question. And the moles of nitrogen is 0.08 moles. The moles of product is not given. So let X represent the moles of product. Now we need to solve this proportion by cross multiplication. 1 times X equals 2 times 0.08. Therefore X equals 0.16. Hence, the theoretical yield of lithium nitride is 0.16 moles. Now the part B of this question is to calculate the percentage yield of lithium nitride. And in order to calculate the percent yield, we need to use the formula actual yield divided by theoretical yield times 100. The actual yield is given in the question, and the actual yield of lithium nitride is 0.1 moles. The theoretical yield is calculated in step 3, and the theoretical yield is 0.16 moles. Therefore, the percentage yield equals 0.1 divided by 0.16 times 100. Using your calculator, you will determine that the value is 63%. Hence, the percentage yield is 63%.